I'm Barbara Eisenhower, bringing the hardworking American real news daily. Last night, November 9th, 1938, disaster struck throughout Germany, Austria, and areas of German-occupied Czechoslovakia. The tragedy is being referred to in German as Kristallnacht, meaning the night of broken glass. Jewish businesses and homes were terrorized through the night, littering the streets with broken glass. Investigation is still underway to see who is at fault for the attacks, but it appears around 15,000 Jews have been affected. Many Germans blame the Jews for the attack. Our field reporter in Germany, Barbara Roosevelt, has just arrived at one of the neighborhoods attacked in last night's crime spree.
Thanks, Barbara. I'm Barbara Roosevelt. I'm here in Germany trying to find some locals to talk to me about Kristallnacht. You, sir, do you speak English? Can you tell me what happened here last night?
Yes, my family's store stood just down the street from here for 2 generations, and look what has become of all these stores as well as mine. Last night, our business, and many others too, were torn apart for no reason. We don't owe anyone money, and now half my family has gone missing. Our business has been taken, and our people blamed for the incident. I don't understand. Why us?
Thank you for sharing. I'm so sorry to hear about your business and your family. I'm Barbara Roosevelt, reporting live in Germany. Back to you in the studio, Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara. We'll keep everyone updated as more develops. And now, our next story. On December 7th, 1941, a day President Franklin Delano Roosevelt said will live in infamy, Japan attacked the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The attack was set in waves, hitting different high-value targets such as battleships and aircraft carriers. Submarine destroyers and cruisers were also set as high-value targets, but not as high priority. Luckily, all 3 U.S. aircraft carriers were out at sea and thus were safe from the Japanese. All in all, the attack severely crippled the U.S. naval forces, destroying 2 battleships, 2 subsequent ships, and 188 aircraft. 2,403 were killed during the attack, and 1,178 wounded. Many other ships and aircraft were destroyed as well. The attack was meant to discourage U.S. involvement in the war in Europe, but the U.S. quickly lost its neutrality and isolation in the days following the attacks. Here with us in the studio is Barbara Truman. She has a graph which shows how much of the U.S. Navy was either destroyed or damaged during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Barbara, can you explain what this graph means?
During the attack, Japan really wanted to destroy the United States' 3 aircraft carriers, which were all out at sea at the time. Instead, they really focused on the battleships. The U.S. had 8, all of which were damaged. All but 3 returned to the active service in the war. The USS Arizona, the USS Oklahoma, and the USS Utah were all too damaged to be salvageable or too old to be repaired. The U.S. also suffered greatly with the attacks focused on aircraft. The Japanese targeted the planes to keep the U.S. from counteracting from the air. 188 aircraft were destroyed and 159 were damaged. 2 other ships were sunk and 9 others destroyed. However, casualties are actually surprisingly low when compared to how much was destroyed. Most of the men on the base were either asleep or getting to the mess hall when the attacks began at 7:48 a.m. Most of the casualties occurred on the USS Arizona, which exploded when a Japanese bomb hit the ammunition room in the front of the boat. Back to you, Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara. As a result of the Pearl Harbor attacks, the U.S. was launched into the war. They allied with Britain, and FDR and Churchill agreed that unconditional surrender from Germany was top priority. After the Atlantic Theater was closed on VE Day, May 8th, the fight moved to the Pacific. What's this? Oh, this just in. The U.S. has dropped a bomb on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. We now go to our field reporter in Japan, Grayson. Grayson, what's going on over there?
After the underhanded sucker punch, known as the attacks on Pearl Harbor made by the Japanese, the U.S. has entered another war with the world. Japan, a member of the Axis powers, had to be destroyed. And so, on August 6, 1945, the nuclear bombs Fat Man and Little Boy were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. The brutal but supposedly necessary attacks killed 226,000 people in total, but the attacks have also affected the living. Otoya Yamaguchi, a rice farmer in Matsue, Japan, 1,000 kilometers north of Hiroshima, is one of these affected people. Konnichiwa. Yamaguchi-san, can you tell us when you realized that America had actually bombed Japan?
彼女はおまんこに墓地をしようぜ。午前8時でした。僕はばっかり起きましたところでした。アメリカではたくさん比率は大日本帝国海軍にあげますから 何も食べませんでした。頬を集めていきましたけど、突然ビュンビュンを来ました。すぐに僕は爆発をしていました。家族を集めしましたと家に帰りました。
Are you really surprised that America would do such a thing?
いえ、火星の爆弾の後でアメリカ人の悪つもりを分かっていました。
And if I may ask, what are these supposed plans?
日本帝国の天皇の力を消えします。でも日本帝国は強いです。羊です。クソ外人、くたばれ、日本帝国万歳。
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Barber News. Tune in next week where we answer the question, the Cold War, was it really that cold?
Okay.
Ma.
I don't have the lines, Ashley, with my blank paper. Okay, ready? Do you want me to start talking? Because I can start talking.
I'm Barbara.
You're not Barbara. I'm Barbara.
Am I in a shock?
Yes.
I'm gonna hit you. Jewish businesses and homes were not terrified. The businesses weren't terrified. Disaster. Bring. If I went. But many Jews were.
It's recording though, so don't mute. Keep recording.
Truman! She dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima! Barbara Truman in the studio with the graph. It's like Clue. Less fun.
Yeah. Do a little Irish jig.